Okay, good morning, everyone. It's Tuesday, April the 13th. I'm about 30 seconds early because I was so nervous about trying to share my screen. So I'm not going to be able to see any of the live comments that are being posted um, because I have to focus on just my screen here. Today, we're talking about creating a personal caregiver plan. And what I wanted to do this morning, which I thought would be most helpful, is to show caregivers and other interested individuals how you can actually find the resource on our website. And I have to say, I'm really excited about this particular resource that we've put together. I think I truly feel, as we learn more and as we have a chance to really communicate more with caregivers, we end up really understanding, where their needs are. We get lots of great feedback, and then we've been able to really take a look at what the research shows. And you hear those little pingings? That's Kate and Carly telling me that everything's working. So hooray! Um, Taking everything that you're telling us and trying to put it into manageable bite-sized pieces that you can use every day in your caregiving. So super excited. So as you can see on the screen, what we're showing is just our website. And I just want to go through how you can actually get to the Flipbook, and then we're going to quickly go through the Flipbook. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on the actual content because you'll be able to have a chance to kind of read through it. So if you go into our resource and education tab, and you'll see it, there's a whole drop-down menu. You go to family caregivers, and then this wonderful page comes up, resources for family caregivers. You scroll down a little bit and you get down to the caregiver resource section, and it says explore the learning center. So you click on that and it takes you to take in on this page. What we're going to do today is go into the caregiver resources, the read section, and we click on that, and then you'll see there's a whole bunch of other goodies there. One of my areas that I find that I go to a lot in terms of reading materials is towards the bottom, where we have particular topics that are laid out for us. Now, creating a personal support plan is actually challenging to know kind of where it fits, because you might think, well, it might be down in supports and personal care, and that's where it originally lived. And then we decided, it's maybe more around caregiver well-being and their actual caregiver, how to ensure that they stay resilient, how to ensure that they're planning for their caregiving role, how do they, try and put self-care in that plan as well. And the other thing I'll just say is that if you have any difficulty trying to locate resources, please call our caregiver support line. That's what we're here for. We can help direct you to resources. We can ensure that we might know of some other great resources that we can share with you and help you navigate the website. So we're going to go under caregiver well-being. We click on the little arrow and down comes the menu. A lot of resources. So we understand, sometimes it can be hard to find the exact ones. Again, that's where our caregiver support line staff can really help you as well in terms of finding the right resources. We head down, we see Flipbook, hooray! At the very bottom is the caregiver support plan. So when you click on that, you have a couple of options. You'll see what comes up here. So first of all, this is an actual Flipbook. So if you click on the little gray arrow here, it will simply make that lovely flipping sound like you're flipping a magazine, and it'll open up the Flipbook. And then at the bottom, you can see, I've got these little zoom ins, so I can zoom in and read a bit more because I can't really see, so I need more. And then if it's too big, then you can use the minus arrow beside it. The other really great thing is you can click on the little download button here. I'm not sure what happens when I press the download button. I've actually opened it in a different page. So if you click on that, what'll happen is a new window will open and you will get this. And this is the actual downloadable PDF. Now, for me on a personal level, I usually save it. So I go into my file, and then for me, I actually have to do a print, and then I can save it as a PDF. Every browser is a little bit different. Every computer is a little bit different. So there's actually another little print option here on the top right hand side. I'm still a bit of a paper person. I'm getting better at reading online, but sometimes I like to have it in my hot little hands. So caregiver support plan, making it personal. As you'll see, you can scroll down. Of course, you can also make this window a little bit smaller, but I really can't see, and so I really need print quite large. So BC Caregiver Support Line, you'll see there's the number there if you ever need that. And what this introductory flip book does is it really focuses on how family caregivers can create their own personalized caregiver support plan. And in some ways, it's a real introspective activity. So we're really taking a look at what are our support needs as a caregiver. And it's not just related to the care recipient, it's actually related to ourselves. And so it's doing this check-in with ourselves and our well-being. And then as we do this introspective activity, we end up trying to prioritize our needs and then deciding where we want to focus those energies and then making a plan to get there. We've also included a section on contingency planning, that what if the bottom falls out and I can't care anymore. We have been talking a lot about this in some of our written material, and we've done some Facebook Lives on that. And I'm sure that there'll be a link to that somewhere in the comment section. And so we've also included the foundational work of contingency planning in this flipbook. So as we go down, we just talk about the benefits. Why would you want to do a support plan? And really what we are finding, as we're speaking to family caregivers and we're focusing on their own well-being, that, putting the focus on ourselves as family caregivers allows us to feel really engaged and informed. So the more we're actively participating in planning or reviewing how things are going, it really helps give us a sense of where we're at and our well-being, and also where the care recipient is at and where their needs are at. The process often brings such clarity. And this has been one thing I've certainly noticed with family caregivers in our coaching calls. Because as you know, I'm one of the provincial coaches along with Paula. And we find sometimes just working through this introspective work or making a plan or talking about what that plan might look like really brings clarity. And once we have clarity, it's a little easier to take action. And the other really thing that often comes out of our conversations with family caregivers out of planning is that we end up talking about how do we balance time. And I'm not sure if I may have referenced this in another Facebook Live. One of the activities even I've been doing as a caregiver is now I'm a little bit different because I'm actually a paid caregiver, a paid individual for seniors who don't have family that live locally, in a different life, a different hat. But one of the things that I'm finding is as those seniors' needs are really increasing and changing, and there's not family to support me outside of just phone call and Skype because of COVID, I'm having to really balance my time. And so there's a few tools that I've been using personally around creating a support plan, and they were, they really kind of have balance out the idea of, okay, where are the priorities? What do I need to do? How do I try and balance my time amongst other work, my life, my family? So next, in 2 weeks, we're actually going to talk about the worksheets and talk about how you can use those to help create your own plan. The other great benefit is that it does, in a way, put us in a position where we have more flexibility. So we respect that the caregiving role and circumstances, they're not going to really change. Like, your caregiving role isn't going to change. It's going to change in its intensity and frequency and needs. But sometimes, knowing that you have a bit of flexibility and choice with how you can support yourself can help reduce some of that feelings of burden or stress or overwhelm. And then it also really allows better communication. So when we're clear about what our needs are, then it allows us to be able to communicate more clearly to others. We talk about the six, I better make sure I'm right. We talk about the 6 steps that we have for developing your own caregiver support plan. And I love this page. I think it's these 2 pages. I think it's great. What we did was we took a look at 4 different caregivers, just a quick little snippet into their lives and their caregiving role, and then we used them as part of our process in developing a caregiver support plan. And so step 1 is identify your needs. Step 2 is this introspective work on what your current caregiver activities are. Step 3 is find your carrot. Maybe it's carrot cake. I don't know. Carrots sometimes are a bit boring. So find your carrot cake. Step 4 is detail your plan and find support on how to do that. And what you'll see in this Flipbook is that there's these links. So if you click on this link, what'll happen is it'll take you to that worksheet or that tool. And then this one down here, caregiver plan, it will take you to that PDF and that worksheet. So they're all linked in the Flipbook. So having it on your computer is really helpful in terms of the links. So you might want to click all the links and open up all the windows and sort of save all the documents if you're a saver like me and a printer like me. And then you can print everything down and then just link them that way. Step 5 is this idea of preparing for setbacks. So just knowing that plans don't go according to plan. I even had my own little contingency plan for today. If this all went south, I was just gonna, abort and come back in the typical Wendy Live fashion. And step 6 is visualizing your success. It's really important to have this idea of what will success look like and how will I reward myself for putting my own health first. The other thing that we touch on is this idea of caregiver SMART goals, and that's something again that our caregiver support line and our coaches can help family caregivers with. And then the last section is just the idea of why it's important to identify your needs. And then you'll see that we actually link our other caregiving tools down here on the left. And then contingency planning, which we've connected on already, which is great. And then the last page is, of course, how you can reach out to us for support. And again, all of these link. So every time you click on that, it takes you to the relevant page on our website. You can go back to the Learning Center. They talk about webinars. You can sign up for our newsletter, our podcast. All of the links are in here. Family support groups, and then of course all of our contact information on this right-hand side. Wow, doesn't it look great? I'm so proud of our team. Okay, so I'm going to close out this page. I'm going to go back to here, and I'm just going to take us back to the home page before I stop the live production, just so that people can see the website again. And yes, I think we'll close there. And next, not next week, but April 27th, I believe, we are going to do a bit more focus on the tools in the Flipbook. So we're going to review where to find those on the site. We're going to pull them up. I'm probably going to do a bit of clarity around how to actually use the tools, because that's always nice. And we're going to try and do it sharing screen again, because today was a success. I wish you all a wonderful, wonderful week. It's always a pleasure to be here, and we've been receiving such wonderful feedback about our Facebook Lives and the mindfulness Facebook Lives as well, and it really just fills our bucket knowing that we're able to provide some support to family caregivers. And so we do really appreciate your positive comments and your positive support. It fills our bucket for a long time. All right, have a great week. See you in 2 weeks. Bye for now.